Hi guys, Lynn here from BoomerDIY with a video on how to take your old spiral binding off and how to put on your new Rocketbook cover from BoomerDIY. So I got a couple of tools here first. I find a pair of needle nose pliers is really helpful sometimes. And then that's something else. And then I also like to have a couple of little bulldog clips. These may actually be a little bit too small, but you want something that's going to be gentle and not scratch, your Rocketbook, scratch your BoomerDIY cover. And then I also have a lighter. So this is a little awkward for me because I'm trying to stay out of the video as much as possible. What I want to show you first is the concept that when a coil has a bent end on it, and I think it's a lot easier to see on this one without the Rocketbook on there, you can see how that coil is bent in. The coil actually has some sort of memory that it wants to keep its shape. So if I apply a little bit of heat to this just to warm it, I don't want to burn it, but it will pop right out straight. So I'm going to try to stay in the field of the camera where you can see best, and watch that. Just see if you can see. Look at it go. See it straighten out? That's all there is to it. I hope you were able to see that. All right, same thing applies when we are going to warm it back up. To pinch it back into place, have your little pliers ready, and we just get this warmed back up. Once we've got our Rocketbook all together, let it get a little bit soft. Sorry guys. And then just grab that and bend it back in. Give it just a moment here to to cool off, and then it stays. So that's the concept. It's pretty simple, but it is oh so scary the first time you do it, right? Okay, so here's my Rocketbook with my little homemade bend on the end of it here. And I'm going to show you how I take it apart. So first thing I'm going to do, have my little pliers handy in case I need them. Heat up. Oh, I'm doing this outside for better lighting, and it's really messing with my flame. You can probably see that. It's not getting warm. There we go. Woo, look at it pop. I hope you're able to see that okay. Great. So now all I have to do is just unwind my spiral coil. Now sometimes this gets in the way, and I need you to help guide it a little bit with the pliers. One thing I find helpful when doing this is taking those little binder clips and clipping my pages together so that all these little holes stay nice and neat, nothing flops around. And then it only takes a few moments, whoops, going the wrong way. Only takes a few moments to turn that. All right. See how sometimes I have to guide it through the hole a little bit. On mine, I've done this multiple times to the same coil, and so it's got some rough spots from where I pinched it with pliers that had little teeth on them. And so sometimes those teeth grab while I'm unwinding my coil. Right out to the end, lickety split. All right, cool. I'm ready to go. I'm going to add my cover. So I have a choice. I can add my cover right on top of my Rocketbook if I don't like how that clashes. There are a couple of things I can do. I can just not use the front cover, but I want to keep my destinations that are on the back. So what I do is in between my pages, I take my destination sheet, I throw it upside down, and it's still in there. It's just in the next to the last cover. And then get everything lined back up again. Yep. Really tough to do this standing sideways. Trying to keep you guys where you can see. That is not perfect alignment on those holes. I may stop and fix this. I got to grab my coil. Slight pause. All right, there's the coil. So let's come back to adding the cover. I added on top. If I have bulldog clips that are big enough, let's give it a try. Woo, not gonna quite make it there. So I'm gonna have to hold my cover while I do this. No big deal. I'm gonna start from the same side I just went in on. I'm just gonna thread it right back in the way that I had it before. Did I tell you that I did not have my holes lined up well? Yeah, that's making my holes a little bit smaller than they should be. Let me give this one more try. Can you see how some of my pages are not in alignment? That's gonna make a big difference. Gotta uncoil it on both sides, get a nice even stack. Ooh yeah, better looking holes all the way around. Hold that in that perfect alignment with my little bulldog clips. And now, forgot the cover. Most important thing here. Now I'm going to start threading it back in. The first one's getting it lined up may take a little bit more effort. Remember I told you that mine, I probably should have clipped it off for this video. But I told you that mine have those little teeth on them. And so that's making it a little bit harder on this one. But even there, you can see I've got my finger just threading it into the hole on the back side. Making sure it's, yeah, see, it's not quite lined up. So I back up a little bit and I try again. Now, if this was really bothering me, one of the things that I could do is actually heat it back up, use the end of my pliers there and encourage a little curve so I don't have a perfectly straight tail on the end of this thing, because if the curve were exactly the same as the rest of the spiral coil, I wouldn't be having this issue. Yeah, but you just have to give it a little lift and then it pops right in. This was probably not my best Rocketbook to show you guys, but I thought maybe the smaller one would be easier to keep in the camera range. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm just making sure that that starts in the hole. Get it turning around. It was going faster before I showed you all these little great tricks, right? All right. Just threading it with my fingers. We ought to have a contest. You guys all post videos on how long it takes you to put it in, and you can put me to shame. See who can do it in the record time. All right, so can you see my coil is a little bit open there? I'm going to close that up. Make sure I'm where you guys can see me. Ooh, yeah, that heat's rising right into my hand. So, you know, resin art covers are sensitive to heat. Rocketbooks are plastic. They're sensitive to heat too. So use your judgment. Be careful. Grab it. Twist it in. I didn't get it, did I? I'm doing this from the side here. Okay. It's that darn wind. I'm not getting it fully warmed up. I'm getting a lot of nice butane fumes. Still didn't get it quite as far as I would have liked. There we go. Now it's bent. It's not sticking out. Do the same thing to the other end and you're done. Just take off your clips and voila. All right, thanks guys.